What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads, where we do daily Dynasty videos. I'm just a dad doing Dynasty football. And we are going to be going through the most underrated player right now, the most underrated running back. And I'm talking about a running back. We're going to give some clues. First of all, he's ranked a lot of times between 25 and 35. And this is a running back that is very easily could be a top 10 running back next year. That is how high his roof is. I mean, we are talking this person could, his draft basically, or his value could just go way up. And so, again, another hint would be that he is a massive human being. We are talking about 6 feet tall, which is not that big, but 247 pounds. That is a big, big boy. And we're talking like Saquon Barkley type thighs. He also ran a 4.5 340, which puts him at 97th percentile of speed and burst. He was somebody that had some flaws, but did not go to a huge, well-known college. And then when I say well-known, I'm not saying like Ohio State or Florida State or Clemson or Alabama. He didn't go to one of those running back schools. So who am I talking about? Well, I am talking about a guy who only had 242 total rushing yards. 242. That's it. That's it last year. What in the world? How can somebody go from 242 yards to being a top 10 running back? Well, the answer to this question is A.J. Dillon. And A.J. Dillon is, 26th in this ranking, but he's been 25th. I've seen him at 30th. I mean, he went out of Boston College. He showed that he was slightly afraid of contact for being a 247-pound running back, but had decent vision, and his opportunity is absolutely amazing in Green Bay. Green Bay, of course, has Aaron Jones, who will be gone, or likely to be gone. They have Jamal Williams. Even if they're re-signed, he cannot be the primary running back there. They are going to be pounding it and running it with A.J. Dillon. And so the only way that A.J. Dillon's value gets destroyed here, and the only reason why it's not shooting up through the roof, is because Aaron Jones has that little hanging fruit of well, what happens if he resigns? Well, then you can just throw this video in the garbage. But I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think they're going to sign Aaron Jones. They have some cap issues as well, but I just don't think that you've seen with Eddie Lacy, and you've seen with past running backs that they just don't want to resign him after a couple of years. They're okay turning the wheel and going to the next running back. And so let's look at the fantasy finishes of the last two big running backs there, which is Eddie Lacy and Aaron Jones. 6 years combined of those two players, and we have two outside of the top 20 finishes. 23 and 24. We had Aaron Jones at 23 in 2018. But then he went 5th and 3rd. So absolutely just through the roof. If you had a 5th place finish from A.J. Dillon, you definitely bought low. Also, Eddie Lacy, who I think is not a talented running back. I mean, Cheeseburger Eddie is his nickname. Cheeseburger Eddie. Come on. He finished 6th twice in Aaron Rodgers' offense. And he finished 24th. Maybe too many cheeseburgers there. But A.J. Dillon is a better running back than Eddie Lacy. I don't think he's a better running back than Aaron Jones. So let's think. Okay, he's middle of Eddie Lacy, Aaron Jones, kind of right in the middle. So maybe he gets 10th, 11th, 12th. You are buying him low right now. He is a person that you should be looking at and going, I need to buy him before they say, know what, Aaron Jones, goodbye. Once that happens, A.J. Dillon's price is just going to go way too high. So what are we looking at price-wise? Because that's going to be a big key. Early second, easily, just give that up. I don't think there's any running backs, even in the 21 class, that you're going to get at early second. They're going to have even close to the remote ability and high chance as A.J. Dillon. Late first, I also think that you should be able to give up a late first. We're talking 10, 11, 12, in that case, to A.J. Dillon. I would do that trade. I would get A.J. Dillon for that price, because I think, looking at the running backs, there's a big three, kind of a big 3.5. For me, it's a big 4. I think Kenneth Gainwell, Travis Etienne, Jonathan Williams, and Najee Harris are the 4 running backs, but I don't think either of them are going to make it to pick 10. Which leads me to when you get to pick 10, if you've watched some of the mock drafts, we're looking at players like Rondale Moore, Jalen Waddle, good, definitely wide receivers that potentially could do really well, but you're not going to find the A.J. Dillon type. I just really don't. You have a guy who, again, 97th percentile had speed and burst at 247 pounds. We're talking about, and it's so hard to compare him to anybody, but he's like a Steven Jackson type. I mean, we were talking about the next Steven Jackson-ish type. Yes, his receiving abilities are down, and that's where Jamal Williams or a running back yet to be named, yet to be drafted, or yet to be picked up from free agency will come in and slide. Or will it be Dexter Williams? It might be Dexter Williams. Or it might be some other running back that they somehow get off some other team that they may trade like a 5th rounder or something like that, and they grab some like pass-catching running back. It could happen. But guess what that means? A.J. Dillon, you are about to have a bunch of carries. He had 21 carries, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns in Week 16. You could see a lot of those games. And I think with Aaron Rodgers continuing to get older and needing more of a balanced offense, I mean, even if they don't have a balanced offense, you look at Aaron Jones' stats. I mean, he was 5th and 3rd the last 2 years in fantasy football. I mean, we have a lesser Aaron Jones, and we're talking about fantasy 10th. So that is why he is the most underrated, and I haven't even given him enough justice. He is the most underrated player, at least running back right now. Some people are saying, well, why not Antonio Gibson or James Robinson, stuff like that? Those players are way ranked higher than him at this point. I mean, like, I think I was looking at Antonio Gibson, and he was ranked like 10 spots higher. Like, I'm not going to rank somebody that had like 11 touchdowns last year and stuff like that. Like, we need to find a running back that his value, like, there's no way you can get Antonio Gibson for a late first. And you might not even be able to get him for 101. You might not even be able to get him for 102. Like, A.J. Dillon, you might be able to get him for a late first, and this would be the opportunity right now. All right, so this is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. I hope you enjoyed another video. Please subscribe if you haven't to, and we'll keep on growing the channel. All right, see you tomorrow.